I think that most people look at this story and say, that could never happen to me. And we don't realize that it's very similar to things that happen every single day. It's just exaggerated. People trade away the things that they really want because they don't want to create a catastrophe, or they don't want to end a marriage, or they don't want to quit their job. And they walk in every day and they make another trade and another trade and another trade. And they end up losing themselves in that. So I think it's not as strange a story as one might think.
And I think that it's such a microcosm of a story that all of us are faced with all the time. Big decisions, you're constantly asked, what are you willing to trade? Especially when it comes to, work decisions, sometimes marriage decisions. And that's what Nancy's saying at the end. It's not such a, it's a crazy story, but it's not such a unusual story in terms of the elements of it and what it means for humanity when you keep trading your values, and you keep trading and you keep trading and you keep trading. And then all of a sudden you're in a situation where, you've really crossed the line.
I think that the narration at the end, which is Nancy, was amazing. And I actually wrote it down because I really, really liked it. She says at the end, I think most people look at the story and say that could never happen to me. And we don't realize that it's very similar to things that happen every day. It's just exaggerated. People trade away the things they really want to because they don't want to create a catastrophe, or they don't want to end a marriage, or they don't want to quit their job. And they walk in every day and they make another trade, another trade, another trade, and they end up losing themselves in that. So I think it's not as strange a story as one might think. And I gotta say, I really like that, because that is very much a sentiment that I share. It's such a salacious story, with Hollywood starlets and all kinds of bullshit like that, that people may miss how it relates to everything else that's happening in the world. This shit is far more common than people realize. This process of what's happening in this cult, and when you see the way the inside is responding, this kind of abuse is the same pattern, from romantic abuse, a cult of one, to families, to corporations, to churches, to other cults, and to entire countries. There are entire political parties that operate this way, and people become extremely fixated on the leader because they think that their values, their deepest values, and the values of the leader are the same, and they're often not. Some politicians are selling you yourself. They're selling you what you want to hear, and you fall in love with that, but they are not a representation of that. It's all the same pattern, just at a different scale. And so it's really important to be able to see the pattern and not just get lost in like, oh, that shit's really fucked up. There's a lot of fucked up shit that's happening in the world.